Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salik. Yesterday, I was not very well. Spent about 2.5 hours at the hospital seeing my doctor. Today I am going to a specialist. But alhamdulillah, we are okay. We're not really able to walk very far. But we are okay, alhamdulillah. As much as I would like to speak about Sufism and impart some of this knowledge that we have accumulated over the 40 or plus years of intensive study. We keep getting drawn back into this world of today and the darkness that is within it. Listening partly to the speech of the Trump family, we cannot note, or we note that such division is being created, such torment to us. This is my opinion, and I am not a politician. I am a Sufi. But we do have some understanding. We are not ready to listen to truth. We are not ready to listen to decency. I think it was an attorney, Walsh, who said to McCarthy, "Have you no decency? Sir, have you no decency?" We say to Trump, "Have you no decency? Have you no decency?" How can you say things and allow things to be said? Chelsea Clinton wrote asking for money, but the first line that she said was, "How can these things be said in the public for my children's ears to hear? And how people can cheer these things?" My friends, those who love me and those who do not love me, we call upon you to wake up. Hazrat Inayat Khan said, "You can fool some of the people. You can fool all the people some of the time. You can fool some of the people all the time. But you cannot fool all the people all the time." We're in the state where all the people, or a great many of the people, a plurality of people, are being fooled. We were once fooled as a world when Hitler used the same exact topic, the same exact words. You repeat a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. Nationalism, that we are the greatest nation in the world, is what the Germans said, we are the greatest people in the world. And we know who the good people are. and we will keep out the bad people. And they killed 6 million Jews and Christians. And now it's the Muslims. And once it's the Muslims, then it's the Jews. Because this nation, they are saying, is a Christian nation. Do not listen to the words without looking at the body language. Ivanka gave what they say is a beautiful speech. She talked about their values of work, gaining more, building more, doing more. What about the love? What about how their weekly schedule of going to church and praying with the people? What about the gifts and charities? What about turning over your information about your tax returns? There are corporate returns, maybe 500 corporate returns, but there's a personal return. What about that return? He says he gives money, and then we find out everything that it is a lie. However, I'm going to say this. Donald Trump, his biggest danger is that he is on top of everything. He is perfect in his timing. He is a man of great charisma. And there are two types of charisma. There is the charisma of the light, and there is the charisma of the dark. I'm telling you, he is the charisma of the dark. He's a bully. But he has all the charm of a devil. Yes, he does. He can look at you and curse you and put you down, and then he will look at you with those eyes, and he will charm you, and you will forget. We've seen that many, many, many times. But now, there's another light. There's another kind of charisma. The charisma of the twinkling eye. The charisma that transforms and awakens. We saw that in Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach. We studied with Shlomo Carlebach. He was my brother. I was his secretary. I gathered the people together for the teachings. I booked his concerts. I sat with him. I learned from him. He had a charisma. I call him the Pied Piper because through his singing and his joy, he brought people back to their faith. However, he had no time to teach them because he was a Pied Piper. So when people came and he woke them up, he sent them to this yeshiva, to this school, to this teacher. And he brought many people back to their faith. Shlomo would say to me, I want to go to so-and-so, book me a concert. I'll take nothing less than $1,500, but I'll take $1,000 if they offer. And then he would say to me, there's an ashram in California call them. Book me a concert there. I will pay for it. And why? Because there is one Jewish boy, one little boy, who he wanted to bring back to Yiddishkeit. That's who this man was. And I watched him over and over and over again. As each person would come in front of him, he would say, "Oh, my Hannah, you are the most beautiful person in the whole world, the smartest person in the whole world. Oh, how wonderful you are." And they would smile and they would be happy and they'd be joyous. And then the next person would come and he says, "Ya Salik, oh, you are my all. You are my best. You are the most wonderful person in the world." And every person who came felt that he was speaking to them, even though you were hearing him say the same thing to the person before. Because he has such love in his heart, such joy in his heart. He was a charismatic light. He was a piper bringing people to the love of God. Monitor that to Trump and Shlomo Carlebach. We could talk of Hazrat Pivalayat and Nayakhan in the same way. And we could speak of my Sheikh, Muzaffar Effendi, who was just full of love and light and sweetness and filled with knowledge. When we are ready, this world, to have some true knowledge, imparted to us as the we people of this world. When you are in the state of me, you have no trust in anyone. You have to know. I have to know exactly what's going on. In the state of me, you do not trust the FBI. In the state of trust, you do not trust the government. In the state of me, you lack understanding, and all you care about is the me. What can you do for me? Who am I? I am the world resounds around me. Take the M of me, turn it around, and it becomes we. Yes, we. In the state of we, one has trust. You can only be in the state of we when you are awakened. We did tell you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a hadith, and there are many of these, it's worth repeating, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put us to sleep. Since He is the controller, the awakener, the destroyer, and when we wake up, we will be less honest, less forthright, less understanding, less knowledgeable, and we will believe that we are fine and everything is okay. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come again. And will put us to sleep. And when we wake up, we will be less honorable, less forthright, less understanding, less caring, less honest.